What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Orcs Must Die 3. We're playing through the Rift Lord campaign and collecting all those skulls, and next up is the Sludge shelves. Let's hop on in and get it done. Now, this map we're going to play very similar to the War Mage difficulty, and that is we're going to have a top side and a lower side. Our lower side is going to be a kill box full of crowd control type items. Our top side is going to be just raw kill. Now, the reason we can do this and bounce between the two kill boxes is the lane schedules come out where the enemies up top here are going to spawn first and then the ones down below second. So for the first wave, we're just going to start off right at this entrance. We'll go with some saw blade launchers, we'll get some tar down, and then we'll go with some ceiling lasers. Now for this run, we're going to bring along the stone staff, the jar of ghosts, the mana rage trinket, some ceiling lasers, a spike wall, the window of butterflies, the saw blade launcher, some barricades, brimstone with arcane, and the tar trap. We do have a little bit more coin left up. Let's just go ahead and put a window of butterflies there, and we can just burn them down. Now, as I mentioned, this kill box here is going to be full-on kill. There's not going to be any crowd control here other than the tar, and we are just looking to burn enemies down. So wave 1 is going to take place all up here, and we just want to keep this stuff right in the spawn, right here, close to those saw blade launchers. So remember, if things do push close to the end, just outside of the saw blade launchers, Egan Slam will knock things back, so you can get enemies back in to the saw blade launcher area and get that kill in. Now, we're going to have some gnolls, we're going to have some ogres, and we're going to have all kinds of hotness right here. So don't hesitate to use your Jar of Ghosts, don't hesitate to use the Mana Rage, and just make sure you're burning through these enemies right here, right at the spawn. Now, this is all we're going to do for this kill box for the moment, as the next couple of waves, we're going to be entirely down below on that lower side. So we've got one more enemy to go, and we can just head on down. Now, as I mentioned, this kill box is going to have a lot of crowd control in it. So we're going to start off with a spike wall and a couple of barricades. Let's go ahead and go with, 2 saw blade launchers, one up and say one down, and that will get us started here. Now, this wave will have lots of runners, so as soon as you can, you're going to want to get either a brimstone or some ceiling lasers in. Additionally, there's going to be lots of kobolds and lots of fire elementals down here, so there will be lots of explodiness going on, no doubt. For wave 1, we're just going to burn them ourselves, and we're going to get in here and just get ready to take them down. So we're going to go ahead and pop our Jar of Ghosts. I'm going to throw a window of butterflies up there just to give me a little bit more of assistance. And as I mentioned, there is kobold runners, so you do want to get something down right away. Until you get that down, you will have to pay attention to them, as these kobold runners are some sneaky ones, and they will get right by on you. Now, as I mentioned, we've got 2 waves down here, so we do have time to get this kill box built out, and just trying to get through at this point. So we're going to be putting in a lot of manual work with the stone staff, and doing our best to just keep everything smashed right here at the entrance. We do have an armored ogre, which is probably the toughest mob in the beginning of it. Make sure that you've got yourself enough mana, and if not, make sure you're using your Jar of Ghosts to help assist with that armored ogre. Obviously, if you keep them in front of the saw blades and the spike wall, your life is going to be a little bit easier on dealing with them. Let's go ahead and get the troll burnt first, and then we'll switch over to the armored ogre, who's still getting CC'd up here. Alright, so I mentioned all of those runners, so let's get, a couple of ceiling lasers in, and then we're going to want to go ahead and switch over and start using dummy barricades. We're going to put 2 of them, one there and one about here, and that will protect from those kobolds, sappers, that are going to come through. Now, we're still going to have all the gnolls, and, we are going to have lots and lots of fire elementals, so we are going to be losing massive amounts of barricades on this run, but wherever we can, let's just put in a little of an assist and help things out. So we got a little bit more built here. We should last a little bit longer. We still don't have any tar in yet, though, so we're going to want to be conscious of that, as, the tar is really going to help things out, as does this Jar of Ghosts. Now, as we run out of mana, once again, don't be afraid to use your Mana Rage. It is going to save the day for you in certain situations. So use it, get that mana, keep all of these enemies stunned up right here. Now, starting next wave, we're going to have to go back to the whole top side, bottom side thing. So we want to add a little bit more crowd control in here to get the job done. Now, there's one of those elementals I was talking about. And what we're going to do is throw another spike wall right there. So the spike wall is going to save the day, just no doubt. We did take a bit of damage right here. So I think in addition to that, we're going to quickly throw down some other barricades to help give us a little cushion there. Now, the top is reopened. We want to head on up and be ready to place a saw blade launcher. We're just going to go one on each side. Up, down, doesn't matter. Just do what you want. You're going to want to alternate those, though. Have one up, one down as you build them out. So, what else can we get? Well, we can pop a jar of ghosts and make things a little easier here. But we can also throw up, say, another ceiling laser. And that's going to give us additional layer of depth. Particularly versus those armored ogres, as they are just quite the pain. So once again, as you get knocked back, or as enemies push through, feel free to knock them back with Egan's special ability, as it is just good stuff. And then let's head on down to the lower kill box, as everything up top is now dead. If you look at the minimap, things are just now starting to push through, and as I mentioned, we are going to lose lots of barricades. So as we build this out, why don't we go with, say, a saw blade launcher pointed in, or even go with two of them, and then let's throw another barricade in to keep those saw blade launchers bouncing down the lane. Now, as we get the coin, we will completely enclose that and make it all nice and shiny, and then we're going to want to get a backside to it as well, as these front barricades are very, very likely to get destroyed by the elementals that push up. We want to make sure that we're prepared for that. And by getting down a backside barricade, we're going to be able to get that done. Now, what I mean by that is putting one right here. So if the front barricades are destroyed, the elementals are going to be encouraged, or everything is going to be encouraged, to still go through the kill box. We've got an armored ogre. We will just keep that armored ogre parked right there in that laser. And then, as before, as soon as the wave is over, immediately run back up top. Now, the enemies do start very, very quickly here, and you can do whatever you want. I'm going to go one more row of saw blades. We'll go up on those, and that gives us a little bit more area of saw blades down here for any of those mobs that push through. Depending, of course, on how much you want to build this area out and how fast you're getting back to it. You could also throw spike walls in up here, and that will give you a little bit of CC right at the beginning of those waves. But for the most part, we are just going to focus on all of the kill up here and make sure we're getting proper amounts of it. Now, I could drop a brimstone here as well, which would help things out. Let's go ahead and get a couple of those down. And I think we got a really nice killing area here now. Now, all we have left is that ogre. So I'm just going to let this ogre come out, get stunned in the saw blades, and it's GG's for right now. So now we want to get on back down. We see we're getting pushed. So it is time to bring the pain to this area. So we can pretty easily push everything back down. The jar of ghosts right at the end of the kill box will be your friend. And there is those damn elementals. But you also notice we got a ton of coins. So just be ready to replace those barricades as they do get blown up. And they will definitely get blown up. As your dummy barricade setups get destroyed, make sure to throw those back, because you're just not going to be here at the start of the wave. You're going to want to go up top for that one. Now, there we go, and let's head back up top to rinse and repeat. Let's just go with, another window on each side, giving us 3 of them up here. And I think we're in pretty good shape for the rest of the map as far as the top side goes. We've got a lot of really good upfront kill. We're going to be here anyway, managing it. So with the combination of the Jar of Ghosts and our Stone Staff and just us being here, keeping enemies inside of this area should not be too big of an issue. And the second you burn them all down, you want to run downstairs. So keep an eye on the minimap. And as soon as you run out of enemies, get on downstairs. And we are all cleared out. And it looks like nothing has pushed all the way through. We do have a few mobs making their way to the end of the kill box this time. And we should be in a little better shape. So let's get more CC in. We'll throw a few more windows in, as the window of butterflies is just such a nice utility to have, no doubt. And then, what else can we do? Well, we're going to need to replace those barricades as they get destroyed, but enemies are moving through the kill box pretty quick too, so why don't we throw some more tar in at the end? We'll throw some tar in right there up front, and we can even drop, say, a brimstone in front of that to help with any of the smaller enemies that are pushing through at the beginning of the waves. So continuing just to wreck, rinse and repeat. That wave is over, so we want to head right back up top. Now we've got 4 minutes and 40 seconds left. Depending on how many times you get pushed through the kill box, you will have more than enough par time. Now, if you get pushed back or take a long time up top to get the kills in, then of course that's going to take a little bit longer before you can get downstairs, and that is why we're adding in all of the crowd control down there with all of the tar and all of those spike walls. So we're pretty good to go. I could pop that mana rage trinket just to make sure everything is good and CC'd, but we are getting close to the end of this wave as far as the top side goes. We've got just a few more mobs, so I'm just going to start falling back here. As soon as everything is good and dead, which it appears they are, I'm going to get right back down once again to the lower kill box. Holy fire elementals. There's quite a few of them rolling on through this time, so we want to be conscious of that. Let's just continue to build this kill box out. So we can go with what? Another saw blade launcher at the end. Making sure we're saving plenty of coin for all of the barricades that will inevitably get destroyed. Additionally, the more windows of butterflies you have, the more CC you're going to have right up front. So never a bad idea there. And we're in a pretty good position now, as we've got enemies pretty squared away. We are going to lose barricades frequently, but we're ready to replace them whenever we need to. And we can actually go ahead and get both of those replaced right up front. And now we are completely ready to go for the next wave. As always, it's going to be easier to get through the armored ogres if you keep them under the laser beams. And besides that, just mow them down. So lots of coin left. So build it out, not build it out, whatever you want to do. I feel like any more saw blade launchers up top may be a little bit overkill, so I'm not even going to bother. And I'm going to save my coin for that bottom lane. So almost a full 3 minutes left in the final wave here. So rinse and repeat. Burn through the mobs up top, and then rush down to the bottom and make sure you get through everything. We can drop a jar right here at the end of this one just to keep a little bit of chaos going with all of those baddies inside the kill box. And then we're just going to spray them down and CC up anything that makes it to the edge. Now, you see we got one more orc there, and then that side is clear. And as you see here, our downside is just got mobs hitting the end of the kill box. We got a little null action here. Let's just go ahead and manually take care of that one. And he's got a friend, so we better deal with him as well. So we lost lots of barricades. Or actually, we didn't lose any. We took a ton of barricade damage. That's for sure. Oh, there we go. We finally lost one, so I'm not a liar after all. And we've got tons of coin to get that replaced. So, I mean, what do you do from here? The easiest thing to do is just going to be to spray them down. This is the final wave, right? So it's just about over. We actually have no more barricades that can be destroyed, so we don't even need to be replacing that one anymore. And now it's just straight burn. So just keep wrecking them up. You can see on your mini-map how many enemies you have left, and it's just a matter of clearing the rest of the pack. And we get our 5 skulls. So kind of a fun map, really. I do enjoy the back and forth. It adds just enough chaos to the whole thing to keep it super, super fun. And a little bit of pressure. You know, you don't get pushed hard, but you get pushed hard enough where you do have to pay attention. And there we go. So we got us a 5 skull win on the Sludge shelves on Rift Lord difficulty. So thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to click that like button and please subscribe to the channel. I will have much more Orcs Must Die 3 content coming soon. Thanks again, y'all, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.